One. Oh, snap. What's going on? Yo, 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 yo. This is the check-in. The check-in, the check-in, the check-in. And we got some things to talk about tonight. I got some people, some panels, some people on the panel. I'm gonna bring them in, they can introduce themselves. You already know one of them. We got OT in the building, and hold on, let me get the let me get this right.
Was there?
All right.
There we is. There we
There
is.
we are. Hey, so before we get started, I am your host, Heat Detector. As you can see, my co-host is out. He had some family things to deal with today. So shout out to him. Godspeed, my man's.
Godspeed.
I'm your host, Heat Detector. We have in the building also OT, aka the drill sergeant, in the building from California. And we also have a very special guest tonight on the panel, Native 5150 from Colorado. How you feeling, my brother?
Wow.
Feeling good. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling
Good.
fantabulous. Before we get started, man, I gotta do it. You know, I gotta say this disclaimer because number one, don't want to get flagged. Number two, we got some dummies out there, so we got to make sure that we say this so people don't get their panties all in a bunch. You know what I'm saying? So, like always, this is the check-in. I'm your host, Heat Detector. We are not licensed therapists, psychiatrists, or anything of that nature. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Okay? With that being said, if you do not like what you hear, go to another motherfucking channel, okay? If you don't like the shit, go somewhere else. These are opinions. These are opinions about things because some of us have lived life and we have life experience. This is not if you have cotton candy ears and you dream of Playboy, not Playboy bunnies, but bunnies and cotton candy and rainbows. This is probably not something for you. We're very outspoken here. This is an open platform for people to speak and to have their own opinion. Now, you might be judged by somebody by your opinion. You might not be. You might get a little pushback from your opinion, but that's okay. Everybody is entitled to an opinion. Okay, no one is exclusive to their opinion. I mean, they're exclusive to their own opinion, but everybody else is also exclusive to their own opinion as well. So with that being said, I think we got the youngster in the building again. Cameron, you there? You got to hit the red button on the fourth mic. It should.
Yo.
There you go. Good.
There you go.
All right, so let's go on, man. Let's just get right on into it. I don't know if everybody knows the topic today is social media ruining your relationship. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe you've been in a relationship where social media had a big part in fucking it all up. I don't know. Or maybe it causes rift in your relationship all the time. Because maybe you're on your phone all the time. Maybe she's on her phone all the time. Maybe both of you motherfuckers are on your phone all the goddamn time, and you're not paying attention to each other. It could be a gang of things. I know that I went through that kind of shit before, and I know that emotionally it could really mess with people. I don't know that mentally it could mess with people, and that's why we're going to talk about it. Because it can and will. And it has driven people to do some wild ass shit, and to react in ways that they normally wouldn't react. And it's like, why is social media doing that? Why and what the hell? Is it people being insecure? Is it that people are reading into too much of what they see in social media? Because we all know everybody puts on their best motherfucking face. Some of them not even their real face. It's a whole filter. It's a whole everything. Their whole life is being filtered, and people see it, and they I don't know. They judge their life by whatever they're seeing. You know, person takes a picture of some food, puts a filter on it, and they're like, oh man, where are they eating at? Man, I wish I could go eat somewhere like that. You know what I mean? You start feeling a certain way. I had a show, huh?
Oh, no, go ahead.
I had a show on the Unwrap show on Friday nights. Now, listen, I had a guy that I was interviewing, and I was telling him, you know, the price that he's paying, and dealing with like his social media persona, which is shoot 'em up, kill, 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 but he's shooting towards this musical career, and he's like, you know, it's all theatrics, man, it's all theatrics. And my whole thing was like, is it though? Because there are people out there that can't differentiate the two. Some people see that shit and they go, "That's real life."
Exactly, man.
That's how it really is. And so
gives
they
everybody this false sense of reality. You know, it's I don't know. It's crazy how social media has such an effect on the whole world. You know, and it's crazy that if somebody says that they want to be one way, but yet in the public eye they're another way, well, most people are going to think that's who you are. You know, if this is what you are on social media, that's who you are in public,
in real life.
So yeah, so you never know who you're going to come across. There's a lot of crazy people out here in this world. So
yeah, but they did a study. They did a study. That's how this whole shit came across to me. My son was reading about it, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's a great topic." And they were saying how emotionally social media fucks up relationships, and because people are comparing their life to falsities. You know, they see these beautiful pictures of a wedding or beautiful pictures of two people on a vacation. They don't even know where in the fuck they at. They might be sitting somewhere at a fucked up lake, but just have a great angle, and they're like, "Oh, we're in Tahiti," you know. And then the person that's looking at it is looking at their significant other, like, "Why don't we ever do shit like that?" You know what I mean? You don't ever take me anywhere, because I've had that shit happen, and it's like, you can't believe these motherfuckers is anywhere. There's a whole documentary on that shit where a person took a toilet bowl seat, put it on the side, and showed how they took the angle of the camera and a chair like I'm sitting in, and made it look like they're on a fucking airplane. And they're like off to fucking Dubai, and got like 1,000 hits. The motherfuckers were in there. They were in their
other half is
bedroom.
thinking that that's an actual real picture, then
no, but the angle, because she had situation. Listen, no, peep game though. These motherfuckers is slick. She had the toilet bowl, not the toilet bowl, but the shit you sit on, angled to the sky against the window, so it looks like glass.
And she's like looking out at it,
yeah. She's like,
that's funny.
Look at me, I'm on my way to Dubai.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And they did a whole documentary on that shit, man. They took 6 normal ass people and put them with like these influencers and told them how to do shit and how to take these pictures and how to do shit. And over a 6-month period, it was all for a study. And they were showing how motherfuckers was like, man, they were really getting it. People were like believing that these motherfuckers were out doing shit, and they weren't nowhere. They weren't doing shit.
That's wild.
And people take that and they judge themselves off of that shit.
Yeah, they make these comparisons, and you know, that's one of the, you know, leading causes of relationships, you know, breaking up, is, you know, all these comparisons being made. You know, why aren't you like this person? Why aren't you like that? Why can't we do stuff like this? Why can't we do stuff like that? But also you have to look at the fact that maybe the other person's neglecting the other person, you know, and
oh man, no. If it's neglect, it's because the other motherfucker's on the phone too goddamn much and staring at that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Hey man, listen, today we went out to breakfast. We made a stop. I get out the car, go in there to buy some cigars. I come back to the car, and everybody in the car is like this. Everybody in the car is face in their fucking phone. And I'm just sitting there. I'm in the moment, right? I'm not on my phone like that. And if I am, it's for fucking this shit. And it's only for a matter of seconds or whatever. But I'm just standing there like looking at everybody like, look at, they don't even know I'm fucking standing there.
Yeah.
They're so engaged into their fucking phone that they don't even recognize or understand the surroundings. I stood there before anybody looked up for a good 3 or 4 minutes.
So you could have robbed their asses.
Could have robbed their ass, snatched them out the car, shot them, did whatever the fuck I wanted.
Yeah, bro.
I'm gonna need that. Right.
Wow.
But
At
that's
what
just
point-
that thing we talk about, brothers. You know, hey, this is the check-in. Hey, that's just that thing. You know, this society has gotten where it's gotten to. You know, I'm an old school guy. I graduated in '85. I remember
Come on,
when
man.
the whole
Don't be
gangster
saying that
thing
shit
came
out
out.
loud.
Hey, I'm gonna just say it. You know, I graduated in '85. It's cool though. So, but I can give them a direct correlation to that make-believe life that they in. Because I'm sure some of y'all heard that studio gangster stuff. You know, I watched that evolve. Some of the guys would put that persona on. They'd sell this to make you think they was doing that. And some people would call them on it. I mean, we've had cats come through my area, come through the 209. You know. Talk
E.
about
Johnson's
that
in the
gangster life.
building.
And, hey, Johnson, good to see you. How you doing, brother? Good.
One of our
See you on the links.
loyal watchers, man. Shout out to E. Johnson. He says, what up?
Shout out to him. Yeah.
So let me
And,
ask this. I want to ask everybody this.
It's
What
fucked
do you-
up.
What do you think? This is a 2-part question. What do you think the ramifications are, like emotionally and just emotionally and mentally? And when do you feel like this shit started? Anybody go
I
first?
just gave you my call on it. 85.
Okay.
When they
Native.
first started the NWA, I hate to put the name out, when they came out, there was clones coming out right along with them. Now mind it, there were real gangsters out there. There were gangsters
No, I ain't
who
talking about the
supported
gangster
some of this
shit.
stuff.
Not talking
But
about the gangster
There were
shit.
studio gangsters who come out right along with them.
OT.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about studios and gangsters.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. Like I said, that's what I said. I just want to give it a quick one and keep moving. What we're talking about is that persona that this internet, these phones, and this whole lifestyle has allowed people to give. I mean, I glance at things now. You can type in some of these things on these YouTubes, and some of these cats ain't about it, but they can make it in a video and flash, like you said, that you see them all making it rain with money and all cars that they done borrowed from somebody.
Okay. So what okay, bro.
And it just go on and on and on and on and on.
OT.
And on and on.
So what is the mental aspect of that? How do you think that affects people? And the other part of that question is when do you think this all started? Because it didn't start with NWA because they didn't have social media then, bro.
It probably started around the time MySpace really came out. It was actually making it easier to connect with people. You know what I mean? And
that best friend list too.
you could add anybody you wanted. You could communicate with them through that app and or website, whatever it was back then. I can't even remember, man. That's so long ago. But I think that's when it happened. Is that it just made it so much easier to be out there. You could just talk to whoever you wanted. You could see what they looked like. You knew, if whatever about
that was before filters and all this other shit.
Yeah, exactly. So you could see all that
amplified
stuff. But you got to think that with all the time that you spend on these apps and the social media sites and everything like that. I mean, you have like decreased time that you spend with your partner if you are in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, and so
who do you think the blame is though for that? You think women are doing it more than men?
I think the men started it and the women are finishing it.
Whoa, what you mean the men started it? How?
Because men were using social media to fucking sneak around for the longest time, bro.
I knew it was just a matter of time before that.
It's the way it was. And so I think now that the women have the power, men don't know what the fuck to do. Because, I mean, shit. You used to be able to get a nude. You ain't getting that shit no more. You gotta pay for that motherfucker.
Well, this shit really turned all the way left right there.
I'm just saying, bro.
this one.
Keep
He
it
said,
real.
Wow.
he said you used to be
Okay.
able to get a nude like it
Get
was
a
a kid.
new.
Like, come on, man.
Man, that's funny.
Okay, so I don't know how that affects you mentally, but you know what I'm saying. That was a little out there with that one, but
No, he's
Yeah.
serious though. I understand what he said. Ain't that what they call that friends only or whatever that crap is?
Friend
Or,
zone.
I don't know.
only
I don't
friends.
get involved with all that.
Only
Only
fans.
friends,
Only
only
fans.
fans. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we know
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
get
I-
involved because you just called YouTube the YouTube.
Yeah, I'm saying.
You know you ain't getting involved.
Hey, I don't mind. It's what it is, y'all. That's what it is.
No, but on a serious note, though, on a very serious note, this shit really does affect people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For real.
Not, especially in relationships, because there's a lot. I mean, I've in a relationship have been judged by pictures on the internet. I mean, I'm not talking just judged. I mean, I'm talking full-blown fight, full-blown everything, yelling, screaming, everything off of some fucking internet shit, off some motherfucking relationship goals shit, off of some stupid picture or you know what I mean, and which didn't make any fucking sense to me. I'm not really on social media like that. Not because I don't want to, it's because I just don't vibe with it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just not my shit. But there are people out there that live daily. Like I'm talking about can't put their fucking phone down type shit. If they lose their phone,
Seriously, yeah.
I mean, even my kids, like, shit, these motherfuckers are on their phone so goddamn much. I don't know what they do with their time because they be at work on their phone. They be wherever on their phone. They be walking down the street on their phone, not even watching where they're going. And
Yeah.
the shit. Go ahead.
Oh God.
No, I'm cool. Go ahead.
It's crazy how that world actually consumes people sometimes. I've had problems with social media sites. That's why I brought up the whole situation. And I'm not gonna lie about shit, but it is what it is. We live and we learn, but it's crazy because there are some people that don't know how to disassociate that world with the real world. And so when they go out into the real world, they think that it's completely, different than what it really is. They I guess I would say that when they go out in the real world, it's much louder. It's much you're dealing with a lot more people. You're actually having to deal with the crowds. You're actually having to deal with some crazy motherfucker, doing whatever down the road, and kids have gotten safe with that because, for the longest time when, say a relationship, you have kids, when the parents are doing something, it was a handy thing to give to the kids so that way they can do something and be distracted while you're doing what you're doing.
That
so
sounds
not saying like, no, not in a negative sense, but like if you're cooking dinner or doing laundry and you don't have the time, it was something that you gave.
Or in the back room fucking. You're like, here, get that little motherfucker the tablet.
True, yeah, exactly. Give that motherfucker a tablet. Let him kill some motherfucking zombies. But it's and they grew accustomed to that. So they've grown safe in that world, and you see the generation it's coming from, and now like that's their reality. And
yeah, that just brings me all the way like full circle. Shout out to Ace Vito, man. He says salute. It brings me kind of full circle to one of the shows we had prior, because the guy met the girl on fucking social media. This is when he asked her out, and then he asked her to go out for ice cream, and she went all off on him about, that ain't enough money, and and it even goes to what you said, Native. Now the women have the power, so social media is giving these women power to say things, do things. You got people that how many? If I hear one more time that a woman is a goddamn Instagram model, I swear I will choke that. I almost said something, but Like everybody's it's like music now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's a rapper, everybody's a producer, everybody's a fucking DJ. You know, and it's like now social media has made I'm an influencer, or I'm a fucking model, or I'm this, I'm that, I'm a mogul, I'm an entrepreneur, and 90% of that shit is fake. The chick who didn't want to go to ice cream is fake. You know what I mean? You can't even trust what you see, let alone get mad at your partner for social media. Like, you can't trust that shit that you see. You can't trust that person. Like I said earlier, there was the chick who was posting pictures like she was in Dubai, and it's a whole toilet seat next to a window. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust what you see, let alone give somebody that you're in a relationship with flack about or cause problems with. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, and listen, let's be real clear. We're not just talking about relationships of the male and female sort. It could be male on male, if that's your thing. It could be female on female, if that's your thing. If it's your best friend, if it's your homie, this shit happens. It's fucking up relationships across the board. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking up kids. It's fucking up kids so much so that bullying. What happened to good old fashioned bullying where I come up and I punch you in the fucking stomach? Now you're being bullied. That's what a bully does. You know what I'm saying? I'll come up and I'll punch you in the stomach and tell you I don't like your fucking dirty ass shoes.
Turn your computer off.
They say shit to them on the internet, on social media, and these kids fucking lose it and they go and they commit suicide. And there's adults that have done the same fucking shit because of things that they've seen on social media.
That's self-esteem, man.
Yeah, of course. And this is what we're talking about. These are, the show is called The Check-In. These are things that we need to be checking in about because, there's so much shit like that we're allowed to see and to do on social media now that it's far beyond any shit that motherfucker could have dreamed of back in the day. Yeah. I can track a motherfucker. I can literally turn their phone on and look and see what they're doing through their camera. There's I can change my whole fucking face through a lens, through a filter. You won't even know it's me. Yeah, you won't know it's me. It'll be me talking. My mouth will be moving and the whole shit, but it ain't me. It's a different fucking persona.
Who was that football player that got catfished?
The Hawaiian guy.
Yeah,
Monte
Teo.
Yeah,
man, that's
catfished by a whole dude posing as a woman.
That's nuts, man.
That fucked his head up. That fucked his head up.
I'm telling you, that's why you gotta. I don't know. It's so crazy how people can't disconnect, and you're losing that face-to-face time, and that decreases the time that you spend with your partner or whoever, and you're spending more time with this world and you're falling deeper and deeper into it, and so you try to develop relationships on that because that's now your life. It's fucked up. It's really. Listen, it's crazy to me, like how
I've talked to people on like Facebook and shit, and as soon as you say hi or what's up, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the women immediately jump to some, don't send me a dick pic. Like, what the fuck? who in the fuck said I was gonna send you a dick pic? And why in the fuck? When did this become the goddamn norm? You know what I'm saying? Dick pics just flying all over the fucking air.
Bam! Dick pic.
Bam! Dick pic.
Like, what's up, girl? Dick pic.
But the crazy part about it is that women say that shit, but at the same time, women are throwing their shit out there just as quickly and just as fast.
Oh yeah.
Imagine, because this has happened. Imagine that you going to work every day, but your wife is at home or your girlfriend is at home, and she got a whole OnlyFans page, and she's showing her pussy, her ass, her titties all day long, but she's telling you she's doing a fucking customer service job online. She was working from home. It explains the money, but then you fuck around and go, well, god damn, how much are they paying you? Shit, bringing in 6 figures, girl. Shit, they really paying your ass that much?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I went to school for. Yeah, okay. The fuck. No, I said that to say this because all of those things are happening in real time every day. Every fucking day. Like I said, I did a show Friday, and there was a whole portion of that show talking about this person's persona on Instagram and the shit that they posted, and then the person was saying, "Oh no, I don't even fuck with that shit no more." 7 o'clock in the morning, the next morning, that motherfucker was on live doing the same fucking shit.
Like and subscribe.
Hold on. E. Johnson says, after being in 3 wars, bullying means absolutely nothing. Well, damn, what 3 wars were you in, bro? Damn. Are you talking about yourself personally or just 3 wars, like World War I and II and fucking I don't know. Cyber or not. Bullying means nothing, cyber or not. Well, apparently it means something to some people because people are killing themselves every goddamn day because of cyberbullying, and that's something that should be taken serious. Again, I keep saying this, and I will always say this on this show. Primarily, this show is about mental health, and and looking for different avenues to try to help people navigate through this shit.
The thing is that with cyberbullying is that kids get enough of that shit at fucking school. You know what I mean? They get enough of that fucking in the real world. And so if they make their own little private life that they think that that's theirs, why are you going in there and fucking being a punk to them anyways?
At school, it's more of like,
you know what I mean? Like,
you gotta turn your mic on.
Who, me?
No.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Because at school is more of like a private thing, I think that social media, the reason why it affects kids or like people in general is because the whole world can see it.
Yeah, and everybody can gang up on them.
Absolutely,
that. And that's definitely I see that, cyberbullying is it could be detrimental to a child's health, but a grown man, if you it's if you're taking offense to that, you need to seek professional help. Like
are you saying you're saying you're impervious to the shit, Native? You're saying that are you saying that you've seen shit on social media and you didn't get pissed the fuck off?
I've gotten pissed the fuck off, but I mean, I could just shut my fucking phone off, or I could shut my computer off. I'm not going to let it affect me. It's not going to be something that is going to affect my life. Like, I'm not going to allow it to affect my life. You know what I mean?
Okay. So with that being said, what makes you so special then?
It doesn't make me special. I'm not saying that I'm special. What I'm saying is that I have the common sense enough to fucking put it down.
Right. You ever had the urge?
If that's going to be something that's going to dominate my life that much?
Have you ever had? Let me ask you. Have you ever had the urge to pick up your partner, your significant other's phone and go through it?
Oh, I've been in relationships where that was the fucking daily norm. But you know what I mean? Like, it's the situations that you put yourself in that lead up to that. It's not just, you know what I mean? It's the distrust that you built. It's the side shit, the fucking leaving little clues that you're fucking doing fucking dirt that fucking leads you to get, you know what I mean, caught.
So is an app leaving a clue?
An app is leaving a clue.
It used to be, at least.
And a lot of people don't really understand that. They, like I said, they live that life and they think it's so invisible, but it's fucking public. Like, I don't understand how people don't understand that everybody's going to see that shit. So if you have a couple and somebody sees the distress, well, that leaves room for a motherfucker to try to sneak in. You know what I mean? There's always going to be.
What up, D Nick?
Hey, what's up, brothers? How y'all doing?
We good, man.
What up, man? We good.
What were you saying, Mario? I mean, I'm sorry, Native. Got you confused with somebody out there.
But what I was saying was is that, you know, like with social media, everything is public. So if there's distress in a relationship, then that's public. People are going to see that. So then that leads to whoever thought that they didn't have a shot before now think that they might have a shot. So then they start doing sneaky shit. And then it just leads all these open doors for whatever. You know what I mean? That's the bad thing about it. You know, like it's literally 61% or it's 68% of 68% the leading cause of why people get divorced, you know, for a reason. Because there's so much extra side shit that you could be doing, you know, and people just think that
why you gotta say side shit? Like, I mean, everybody's got a fucking you got choices. You can not do it.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying, like, did you not hear the whole
Yeah, no, I heard. I'm just
that conversation? Like,
yeah, hey, man.
A lot of times, one thing out of what you were saying.
A lot of times when I speak for the person that might be sitting there that didn't hear a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there are people out there that are like that. There are people out there that just get on here just to troll, and that's it. They don't give a fuck what we're talking about. They just like to troll.
Yeah.
And while they're trolling, the significant others looking at them like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Nothing. And she's thinking that he's online, fucking doing side shit. You know what I'm saying? What do you think, D-Nick?
As far as cyberbullying goes?
Yeah, cyberbullying. Yeah, let's go back on that right quick.
Man, I think all right, here's the question. What did people used to do to vent their frustration constructively before cyberbullying? Before the internet.
Constructively?
Well, one thing, this is what I'm getting at, to just cut it short. People often used to journal.
Right.
And people used to write in diaries and journal. And like they would tell whole stories, they would vent, they would, all of this type of stuff. That's why I was always like, wow, when people would read someone's journal, you read your daughter or your girlfriend's
That's
diary.
like picking up your cell phone now.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Now everybody's treating whatever their social media page is as their journal. And so you're whatever like fucked up thing, because if you read someone's journal, one page would be like totally fucked up heinous things, and then the next page would be like, man, I was tripping, I was in my field, like might be more clear or it might be all that. But now, like if you use something like a Facebook or Instagram or Twitter as your journal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you have people that are able to comment and react to it in real time, whatever real time is for them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you can get affirmed that way. Like people can be like, man, you right. And then that make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Or people can just shit on you and that make you feel good. Or people can like with these kids, they'll just be like, you know what? I just want to mess with this person. And then they'll just start messing with you. Cause they might, cause you can control what mood you're in. Like how many people have been like venting about a girl, or better yet, the women would be venting about a dude dude that did them wrong, and then they'll just generalize, because that's just how people talk. People don't talk in specificity, so everybody's just generalizing. And like these men and da 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 da, and then based on where you coming from. Like if you in a good position with your woman, you be like, "Oh man, me and my lady cool. You just fucked up." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you be like, you could be the other person. Be like, "Man, I was just going through some bullshit with my woman. What you talking about us? Y'all be da 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 da." And now
right.
And now it's because everybody coming, because not everybody's supposed to read your journal.
Yeah, big fact.
Everybody's supposed to read your diary. And like I work in entertainment, like I'm a musician. And so like I've really developed a tough skin, because like I don't, like, you have a right to dislike and really dog out like my artwork. You know what I'm saying? It may not feel good, but like you have a right to dog it out. But I put that on the market for consumers to do whatever they want to do with it. So
Okay.
because I put it on the market, even like we had a song, man, it was on our third album, and it was a song about death, and my verse was about my grandfather and all of this type of stuff, but it wasn't our normal happy b-boy breakdance energy. And people was like, oh man, I don't like a introspective, sentimental microphone misfits. I don't want to hear the microphone misfits talking about their problems. I want to hear the inspiring, uplifting, fun b-boy microphone misfits. So it took a long time for that record to really catch wind because it's not what the consumer knew. But I can't be mad at the consumer for not wanting that. We're branded a certain way, and so that's just what it is. But some people get tight with that. It's the same thing when you put it on. But a lot of these people are not artists. They're not creatives, because even creatives take that shit real sensitive. But even people who are not. But even people who are not artists, who are not creatives professionally, they're still venting like their stuff on the World Wide Web. We call it the net, we call it the internet, we call it whatever social media site we're using, but it's still the World Wide Web. And anybody on the World Wide Web can comment whatever reaction they comment, however it triggers them to. You know.
So in a relationship, okay, let's say your significant other, as far as relationships concerned, I want to keep gender out of it and just say, you know, for conversation's sake, you know what I mean? Is it okay? So if a person's doing this shit online, me personally, I don't do it. I don't put my life out there like that. I just don't.
Same.
And
Same.
If a person puts that shit out there, but let's say their significant other doesn't know that they're doing that, and then picks up their phone and goes through their phone and sees that shit, and you know, cops an attitude about it. I mean, are they right for picking up their phone and doing that shit?
Yeah. Well, okay, wait. When you see, I'm not to play semantics, but you know, words really matter to me.
Absolutely.
So when you say right, they're within their rights to react however social media platform says that they can react. You know, but you know, so they can react however they say they can react. If someone puts on like, man, happy Mother's Day to my mama, the best mama in the whole wide world, like I can heart react emoji to it. I can be like, man, happy Mother's Day to your mother. I can also be like, man, fuck your mama. She ain't the best mama in the world. My mama the best mama. They're within their, you know, now ethically, should they ethically do it? That depends on the people. Because clearly trolling is a thing that is acceptable on these platforms.
Well,
so,
I'm gonna say something right now that may offend some people, and they may not like it, but at one point I had to block my wife from my Facebook page, and I blocked her for like 11 years because every fucking thing that I put up there got scrutinized and got like to her, everything that I did on there had some kind of fucking devious purpose.
Can I ask you something? I don't like to get people's. Is she I call non-artist people civilians?
She's not professionally, but she's a very creative person. She's an artist, for sure.
She's a creative person, but is she a professional creative artist? So she's a civilian.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I adopt y'all military terms for that. Like, because when you're in a war, only people who are of that creed that fight wars can speak about it. Civilians, we can't. I'm not a military dude, but I'm a military brat, so I know the rules and etiquette of addressing military situations. Like, you know, I get mad when someone asks my DJ, like, you know, like, man, Mel, you was in the Marines? Did you kill somebody? I'm liable to punch somebody in the face for saying some. Don't ask him that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, but I'm a military brat. I was, you know, so, you know, slang wise, I call them civilians. So civilians, like you're an artist, you know what I'm saying? You're in that war of art where you are both product and like creator of product and vessel of selling you're merchant, your product, and you're a human being at the same time. Some artists don't like to say that. They're like, no, man, you're a human being. And a lot of people don't respect what we do because it look fun. What we do for a living is what other people do for
I ain't
entertainment.
gonna lie. I was being a little devious on some shit though.
Okay, you was being devious.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I just found it. It just used to irritate the shit out of me because it didn't matter what I posted. You know what I mean?
For her as a civilian, she doesn't know the difference of, is he selling this to sell the heat detector brand, or is he just taking advantage of the heat detector brand? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing,
right?
Like, I don't like to get personal about I never even speak about like my family
situation.
Right.
Yeah, I'll say this. I remember when the Microphone Misfits went on tour in China, and you know, there's the documentary, and people are seeing the documentary about us in China and all this stuff, and there's a clip of a gang of Chinese women like getting an autograph poster from me, and they're screaming, and they're like, ah! and it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. So I'll say this.
Intoxicating, ain't it?
God damn. Come on, man.
I'll say this. You can imagine what the people of the significant other's job had to say.
Oh, yeah.
Like, ooh, did you see that?
Oh, you know, they had never seen a cotton picker before in their life, probably.
Hey.
Right. And so it's like this cotton picker that looked like a coconut with booty scratcher sensibility gives like them an autograph picture, and there's like, I mean, you can look on it yourself, and you'll looking like, dang, they were screaming. So imagine how the significant other felt about that.
Right.
When the significant other is bragging to people at their job about like, this is what my man did, and then you know somebody at the job was like,
damn, he probably fucked about 3 or 4 of them girls.
Yeah, yes,
and he probably did. But.
And then you have you have to talk about now like their uncomfortability comes in because they are on blast. Like, you know, like my loved ones are a part of that. You know what I'm saying? They're a part of that because they're a part of me. They associate with me, so it becomes what it is. Like, right. And so they do, their feelings do matter. Where it's just like, man, like you putting something on the World Wide Web, gonna make them feel away.
Right. Robert Collins says venting on social media can fuck up a whole lot of situations. For real.
Yeah, it's not productive. Like it can. I mean, here's the thing: it can get you fired. So
yeah,
seriously, because they can go back to that stuff. I mean, it pops up in your memories. It's always going to be there unless you delete it. Or I mean, even if you delete it, somebody probably screenshot it because they thought it was fucking funny. You know, it's the world we live in these days. So it's better to not make social media your journal and actually get a journal and start logging in that if you feel like, you know, you need some place to vent. But yeah, of course, venting on social media is going to fuck every relationship up because that's giving people access to your life and letting them know that you guys are on edge. You know what I mean?
It can get you fired from your job. If you're a 9-to-5, you can get fired because of what you post on social media. So why would we not put that same expectation on our relationships? If you can get fired from your job from posting some crazy stuff, then you know you can get fired from your relationship.
Yeah, big facts.
Big facts.
Big facts. And
that's
like
fucking big facts.
Even with that, like, and I heard Native say, you know, people screenshot and shit, and even that, it's like, anything you like, everybody has a camera now, everybody has all this shit now, everybody has access to technology, and there's really not much you can do. If somebody really wants to do something or affect your life in some kind of way and you're putting yourself out there, there's really nothing stopping them if they want to do that shit.
Seriously.
You know, and that's like the toughest part about it. Like, you know, let's say maybe like I just saw something on Facebook. Somebody had posted a reel from TikTok, and it had these pictures of Drake, and then when they got to this one picture, I'm not going to say what was all over the man's face, but it looked like some body fluids that was all over his face from some other shit, and he looked like he was doing some shit. And they were talking about Illuminati. Nobody really knows what the fuck that is.
Fucking Illuminati, just on Drake.
Or if somebody doctored that fucking picture. You know what I'm saying? Now that shit can happen.
Be in the Illuminati?
I'm just saying, like that shit could really fuck up some shit. It could, you know, there's a lot of devious people out there, and it could really fuck up somebody's shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have nothing but malice on their mind, and social media is
money shots.
is the perfect fucking place. It's the perfect playground for someone who has nothing but malice on their mind. It's the perfect playground.
If you look at that movie, Ready Player One, have you ever seen that? It's like they have this thing called the Oasis, and they go in this virtual world, and it's pretty much. I think it's going to be going to that. You know, it gave people a chance to create a alter ego, or you know what I mean, or to be something that they're not, and it gives them free reign to do this, and there's no real like control over it. I mean, there's still, you know, some censorship and whatever, but I mean, people are still free to do whatever the fuck they want with it.
Mentally, mentally, none of this shit is any good. Mentally, none of this shit is any
none
good.
of it is.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
what was that? What was that for, D Nick?
I mean, I'm weighing it all in. I mean, yeah, it's I guess I can't say it absolutely, but it's you take the bitter with the sweet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you got to take the bitter with the sweet, and if you don't, not to get like super spiritual or anything, but every spiritual practice, religion or creed or philosophy that you practice, no matter what it is, every spiritual practice is about balance. And so if you don't balance it, you know, it becomes a thing. Like I you know, like I said, I've been working in entertainment way longer than I've been in a counselor. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I learned about like just like these screens, and it hasn't even came out yet, but like, you know, that they used to say with TV, people react to TV actors and movie actors differently. Because with TV actors, people feel like they know you because you're in their home while they're eating dinner with their family, so they feel like they know you. Movie actors, you go to a place and you see them on a ginormous screen around a bunch of strangers, and we're all looking up like awe. You know what I'm saying? So you treat them. So when people see a movie actor, they're like, oh my God. When people see their favorite soap opera actor, they feel like they know you, and that's where you get those stories where they assault the soap opera. Why you do that to Donna Poole?
Well, if you look it up, that who's the guy that was George Costanza on Seinfeld, and he was in Pretty Woman, and he did that rape scene.
Yeah,
he actually had his name taken off of the credits, out of the Wikipedia search and all that stuff, because people were attacking him because of that character that he played, because they can't disassociate that from reality, and it's fucking absolutely nuts. Like it's crazy.
I'll tell you a quick story. And I think I said this before, and it to this day it just baffles my mind. I was in a music video, and in the music video, I get robbed. I have a buddy to this day believes I actually got robbed. Like he legitimately believes I got robbed. And I can't in his face, I'm like, dude, it's a fucking music video.
Yeah.
No, man. You can tell, man. You can look at your face. Like, pause it. Yeah, you were scared as fuck right there, man.
Because we're not psychologically. I mean, we've learned to adjust over the years, but we're not. Man, my grandfather, you know, he used to tell me a story about like the very first time. He was born in 1922, for the record, so you know how old he was.
Right.
He tells a story about when his sister got bought a TV for the first time, and she ran out of the house screaming, like hollering, crying, screaming, like yelling, like, call the pastor, there's some idiot, there's a box with itty bitty white people in my living room. Like,
what the fuck?
She from the South, she from Arkansas.
Oh,
She's
okay.
never seen a TV. This is, you talking about, like, you know, she got it for the very first time, and so she freaked out. She never been to the movie theater. She's never seen a movie theater, so it's like her kids like just gifted her, you know, big sister gifted her. This is his older sister, so if he was born in 1922, I can't even know what year she was born in. And so for her to see a TV for the very first time, yeah, it looks crazy. Like, you know, when you think about that concept, there's a box with white people in it, you know, and then you're in the segregated South. That's scary. Like,
yeah, I guess when you put it in that context, it's like, oh shit, there's white people inside of a box inside of my house. They're gonna jump out, maybe do something to me.
And they don't tell them what they doing on TV. She ran, like, my grandfather used to tell me this, cracking up. I was like, what? And I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s. I'm like, wait, what? You know, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. He's like, man, She was so scared. She was yelling for the pastor and just running up and down the street. Everybody had to grab her and calm her down. She almost lost her mind.
So, yeah, well, see, okay, so let's take that. Let's take that story right there, and let's put that in a relationship, you know, because I also just gave my story about my guy who still to this day thinks I got actually robbed for this chain in this music video. But let's take this whole shit and let's put that in relationship and the phone once again, and social media. So like, if a person isn't or can't disassociate what they're seeing, you know, how do you think that affects them, you know, like today? Like, because when I see people and they get affected by what they're looking at on social media, I look at them like, I can't understand. I cram to understand it, as MC Light would say. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you realize that shit ain't real. You realize that person's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or if they're looking at a chick and like, you realize that's a motherfucking filter, right? You realize that's not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't trust any of this shit, let alone your partner freaking out over some shit, or your partner holding you up to a standard that they're seeing on social media.
Yep.
So what's the question?
No, I'm just saying, like, no, I was just throwing it out there because it's like the lady runs out of the living room because she thinks she sees little white people, and the girl who in a box, and the girl who sees this quote unquote perfect relationship and then judges their relationship by what she's seeing on her fucking phone.
Yeah, you have to. The world is not media literate. And so you can't, you know, you just see what you see. Like, there's people who don't know how to read, but they know a McDonald's sign when they see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they know a little, they know enough to get through. You know what I'm saying? But they're not what we would call a functioning literate person because they can't read the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? But they do know that stop sign says stop. You're hard pressed to find an illiterate person that doesn't know how to spell stop or how to read stop.
Right.
You're hard pressed to find an illiterate person that doesn't know how they may not know how to spell McDonald's. If you like spell McDonald's, they might but they know how to read McDonald's. So it's that kind of thing. They're not functioning, they're not media literate. They're literate, you know, like you also like I extend them grace because you got like listen what we asking people to tell, we asking people to do. We're asking people to not believe their God-given eyes and their God-given ears.
Right.
You're asking someone to not believe your eyes. I see you with a lot of money and a lot of chicks, and you're asking me to believe that that's all for show, that's all for entertainment. And you're probably not even asking me. You're just expecting me to believe that this is all fake and to give you grace. But like you're asking me to lie. You're asking me to tell my eyes that's not what you see. That's not what you hear. That's not what it is. And then I can't speak for other cultures, but Black people generally we live our raps. Like if you was in the church, you like you went to church, you sung gospel, and your parents were like of yesteryear, they were like, yo, don't be around them blues and jazz clubs because them motherfuckers fuck bitches in there and they do heroin and they do coke. No, nothing but got like, oh, you see them goofy dudes on the corner? Nah, man, they gonna sing your drawers off and sing them skirts up. Don't be on that corner, sing with them, you know, and don't be in at them jazz clubs. You be in this church and you sing gospel. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a culturally traditional thing with us where we live our raps. And I believe a lot of other cultures have adopted that too. You know what I'm saying? That's why, it's hard to get away from it. Like, we believe that this is what it is because we don't know. Right. Like, we don't know. Like, we've always, for lack of a better term, lived our raps. Like, I ain't never seen no Muslim in the church singing Jesus will overcome.
Well,
I'm hard pressed to see vegans working at McDonald's.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so then you got that too. You know what I'm saying?
So
what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, because I've been in situations where like I've seen stuff on my significant other's phone and really was like had to take a step back because in my mind started racing and thinking all kinds of dumbass shit. But I'm able to step back from it and and go, well, whatever. It is what it is, or
that's called maturity.
I don't know that maturity has anything to do with it.
Tell you what, take it back 10 years when y'all was having that Facebook issue, and you'd have did it. It'd have been 20 years. I don't know the time frame on it, but you'd act differently. Like we were just talking about
No, I'm talking about their phone. I'm talking about their phone.
I'm just saying in general.
Yeah. Shit. My phone gets treated like a public park. I gotta shit.
Yeah. But I'm saying,
I'm talking about their phone. I bet, man. If I look like I'm getting in fucking reach of that, anybody's phone in the house, everybody starts fucking panicking. Yeah, it makes me feel like, well, it doesn't make me anything. I feel like, like what the fuck is everybody hiding? Are they secretly talking about me? Are they secretly texting? Because you know what I mean? Like what the fuck? They're trying to get rid of me. They're trying to kill me. They're trying to fucking kill me. But it's crazy. It's crazy how this. My whole point is that it's crazy how social media and all this shit can really fuck with a person. You know what I'm saying? Because even though I'm able to step away from that shit, and I've never had really. I'm not gonna say I haven't had the urge to look through my significant other's phone because I have, but I don't. Because my mother always said, you go sticking your hand in the grass looking for a snake, you're gonna get bit.
You go get bit. You gonna find.
So I personally, I don't indulge in those things because, again, my eyes could be deceiving me because I could see something that may not be what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or then I could see something that's exactly what the fuck it is.
Yep, that part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to see either of them. I don't want to see either of them. I don't want to see if it's exactly what I think I'm looking at, or are my eyes deceiving me? I don't want to see either one of those.
Well, you can't believe your eyes no more. You have to
right, exactly.
And then
which was my statement at the beginning about the gangster rap and all the other stuff back in it. I just didn't have the right words for it. But you don't know what you're seeing until you get the whole picture of it. So if you just get a flashpoint of it, blam, that's what you see. It gets stuck in the back of your mind, like you just said. You look over and you see somebody's text, how you doing, and then now the whole day, you looking at her like, who the hell you texting? Why you texting, motherfucker? You don't know the whole conversation. All you saw was
But
what you thought.
what?
But maturity.
I'm going to
tells
pose
you
this question to everybody. Then, what if you're making that statement, OT? Okay, what in your mind would make you would have you to feel that way? That like, what are they doing? And this question is to everyone. Like, if that applies to you, like, what would have you feeling like if they say, or I'm just saying hypothetically, if there was you saw a text and it's like it had you feeling like there was something going on, what would trigger that in your mind like that?
61% of Americans are reported to have gone through their other half's phone.
You said what?
61% of Americans are reported to have gone through their other half's phone.
Yeah, well, I guess.
I mean,
I'm in that 49% then. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I mean,
leave it alone, right?
Yeah, man.
It tells you leave it alone. Whatever it is.
Hard though.
I have made that foul ass decision before.
See?
I have too.
And I guarantee you I won't do it again.
No,
I won't do it again.
Because of maturity. I told you
never
earlier.
Again.
That's maturity. You learn. I don't want that smoke. Now, whatever it is, if you don't know about it, you don't worry about it. Now you get to let that take some space between your ears in that real estate. Maybe she is acting a little funny. Maybe they look over at her, like you said. You come up to the car, and everybody's in on the phone. They talk about me. Why are y'all talking about me? See what I'm saying? Then that's when them screws start, and you don't need that.
And then that falls back on your self-esteem, and are you,
there it is.
You know what I mean, comfortable with yourself and knowing, like that. It sucks when you have that paranoia and you feel like people are talking about you because, that.
We say they are. They talk.
It's something that can manifest in your head. And be detrimental to your emotional state and your physical state, and so I just feel that just keeping that mutual respect and just
mutual respect. I mean, when it comes to social media and it comes to these fucking phones, there is no mutual respect. There really isn't. And I think D-Nick hit on something that maybe, I guess it really depends on what relationship you have with your significant other, because, not everybody is like that. And these phones have become people's journals. Social media has
exactly.
Journals,
and everybody has access to them. But you got to understand that no matter what, you can't control people. You can't tell them what they can and can't do. They're going to do what they want, and they're going to be who they were when you met them. So you have to accept them or let them go. You can't tell somebody, but you can also set boundaries. You can talk about situations. You can communicate and let people know that this is the situation and this is how I feel about it. And if they can't get down with that, then you just go your separate ways.
Kind of though. Not to cut you. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, bro. Go ahead.
Like it is that, but I guess I look at it in an artist lens, because it feels like it made people who are not artists. Like when I look at the general social media landscape, I look at it like how you look at someone that's like, I'm not a soldier. I ain't go through no training. Here go a gun and go fight this enemy. That's how I look at it as a professional creative, because we are, at least you should know, otherwise you dumb as I don't know what, but if you're a professional creative, you should know that when you put something out to the consumers to consume, they're going to like it, love it, and there's a whole bunch of things that come with that. Now, when you're putting yourself in a professional artist space, you know, and you're a civilian, like you're selling an image. Like Karis once said it best. He was like, sell an image, never sell a record. Image is respected. Records come and go and get collected. So as a creative, we're selling our music and all that stuff and our lifestyle, but we're selling an image. You know, that's why they call the new thing is to be a brand ambassador and all of this type of stuff and an influencer, because you're selling an image. Now you have regular people also selling the image. So if they're selling the image, whatever they feel, if you're treating it like it's a journal and you're selling an image. So if you're depressed and you're typing and posting stuff like that, you're selling the Charlie Brown lovable loser depressed image. You know what I'm saying? And people are going to buy into that, or they're going to criticize that. And if you're in somebody's circle, if it's a love interest, if it's a mom, if it's a brother, they're going to say some crazy stuff to you too. It's like, why you acting depressed? Why you acting like you was mistreated? Now they got to react to it. And they have a right to, they're that word right. They have a right to feel how they feel. And if they on social media, they can respond as long as they appeal to the standards and bylaws of that platform. They can be like, nah, D-Nick, you full of shit. You wasn't mistreated as a kid. You shouldn't, Fuck you, Ma, I was mistreated as a kid. Or whatever that type of thing. I wasn't, for the record. I wasn't mistreated. But I'm just using that as an example. You're like, nah, you out here with these hoes. I'm not with these hoes. And you know, it becomes a free-for-all, and we're not media literate to read it and use it properly.
Right.
We're just not media literate as a society.
Right.
Like that should be a fucking class.
It should be.
Everybody, like nobody, like you, like I go back to, you can get fired.
Right.
You can get fired.
Yeah.
Like they checking your social media things. I've seen like really like where you look at stuff for like the college applications, they ask for your Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all of that stuff. You a college, why are you checking that? Why are you checking this dumbass kids? Like they're a kid,
right?
They're a kid, but you check.
They're not held to a kid standard. You know, I've had to, like I said, with a clearance, you know, for certain things, they've checked certain things, and like I said, that's what it is. If you stated it back then and you can't stand on it, you're gonna find out.
I had a situation with my sister where at one point she had posted something that was very personal to her and I, and put it on Facebook, or I should say personal within our family, and I lost my shit. I lost my shit. I did not comment on it, but I immediately called her, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna need you to never ever fucking do and post that shit on my page ever again." Right. And she's like, "What are you talking about? You're my whole brother." I'm like, "I don't give a fuck about none of that. Why are you posting personal shit?" And to this day, she still posts her own personal shit. She don't post none of that shit on my page because I've made it very clear. You know what I mean? Man, I'm a phone call away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you have a grievance with me, or if you have something, don't post that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Call me, talk to me.
And
let's have a conversation about it.
That boils down to respect too. You can't, people got to understand, you can't have a free for all. You can't just do what you want. The people are still going to have their, you know what I mean?
We live in a day and age where saying that a person can't do something that's not even possible. You can't tell somebody what they can post and what they can't post. You can ask them. I mean, I asked my sister, but in a very motherfucking direct way. You know, don't post that shit. You know, you don't post no personal shit on my fucking page.
Yeah.
She has the choice to do that again or not. She hasn't done it since. But she has the choice to do it, whether I like it or not, or I can block it.
Yeah, I know she has that choice, but you also set that boundary now, and she has the option to respect it or not. So I mean, obviously she's respecting it. So
And
you know, it's something that you have to really. It all boils down to communication. You got to
Yes.
be able to talk to people and let them know how you feel and how shit makes you feel. You know, can't just be
goals
quiet
and
about
even the
it. You know?
cost. Like, what's the goal? What's the goal of posting that, and what's the cost of posting that? Here's the
Exactly.
like, and so we're not
Yeah.
like no one is taking an inventory. That's the problem with social media. No
Yeah.
one takes an inventory because, like you right, she does have the right to do that again, and you have the right to feel how you feel, whether that results in blocking or what, like, because she's the star of her story.
Exactly.
And so she can
Yeah.
tell her story however she wants to tell her story. The problem being is like that story affects everybody. I remember my mother told me, like, it was back in 2010. My mother came to a album release party and I had a song that referenced her. I didn't run her in no mud or none of that, but she just didn't like the reference. And
Right.
she was like, "Hey, you an entertainer. I'm not. Keep me out of your raps." And it's like,
Hey, you gotta
And you
respect that.
understood, right?
I understood.
You
Bro.
understood what that meant. Got it.
Yeah.
Message received. Got it.
Yeah, and
Yes,
like only talk about me when I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, or unless I request it, because then you'll get that, like, hey, you got people on social media, you don't ever give me no birthday shouts out or anything. Everybody in social media, like, only knows about, your grandparents and your brother.
And
You know,
Well,
that's-
also, it boils down to people don't like to be blindsided. You know what I mean? Don't fucking not tell me about some shit. At least let me know so I can have an understanding rather than,
right.
you know what I mean, hearing it the day it comes out and me sitting in a crowd. What if it said I'm a stupid bitch with a smelly pussy or whatever and fucking you standing right there, you know? Like it'd be some shit like that and she'd be like, oh, fuck. You know, nobody likes to be.
No, yeah.
It's
I was
that
just gonna echo,
surprise
yeah.
factor, you know what I mean, and it's that because that also just causes that social anxiety. You know, it points a fucking camera at them, it puts them in the spotlight, and then the embarrassment and everything like that. If it was indeed something embarrassing, but you know, it's just having that respect in regards to how people feel, and that's what. I mean, a lot of the issues is that a lot of people don't have that respect.
listen,
You know,
I like, one of the things that I really hate, and I don't hate much. Hate's a very strong word, but I swear if I get one more message or something, because people about somebody's birthday and me not saying something on social media about their fucking birthday, or oh, I got married and you didn't even say anything. Okay, I saw you got married, but like I could call you and tell you, just like you're calling me now to tell me that you're mad about me not posting something on your shit. You know
these
what I'm saying?
motherfuckers have the audacity to put their Cash App and their Venmo and shit on their fucking birthday fucking posts, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? How old are you?
Got the hand up.
I mean,
Fuck out of here, you entitled son of a bitch.
But but everybody is part-time, like, artists, and they're not. There's artists that ain't even trained in being professional artists, but everybody is acting like this is their journal, and they're also indulging themselves in artistry. And they're not artists; they're not professional artists. First, like, and I have to say in an artist terms, because social media is not actual media. Social media is a publishing company. Like when you post a picture, you publish a picture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't say, like,
it says it in the fine print that nobody reads.
Fine print that nobody reads, but like I read this stuff, but I'm a professional artist. Like certain things don't get posted because I don't want people to own our content. I don't want people to be inspired and steal our ideas. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because but now everybody is like doing that. Big companies look at all of your social media woes Like, look at what these people published, you know, that they're venting. We can make a movie about that. We can make something about, like, you're doing the market research for them. You don't, detectives ain't even doing real detective work. They just freaking watching them on the social media, like, oh, they bragging about killing each other and the ops and all of that.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's crazy.
It's
So,
wild.
you know,
Right.
The
like, is
guy
this
I was
person?
talking about earlier about you know, who's an artist, but he his social media shit, he's doing a bunch of gangbanging and all kinds of other shit. And I was telling him, you know, there's a price for that shit. You know what I mean? There's a price to pay for that shit. He's like, yeah, I know. When I got arrested just recently, man, the sheriff was just talking to me and scrolling. He was on his phone just scrolling through all my shit. And I was like, that doesn't trouble you, man, at all? Like what the fuck? Like,
No,
shit
because
doesn't make
he
any
lived
sense
with
to me.
that. He lived with that. He's lived with that. And that's the thing too. Like, nobody knows if you grow up poor and happy, you don't know you're poor until you get around people with more than you to be like you ain't got shit. And it's like, wait, I ain't got shit.
Right.
Like,
Dave Chappelle.
Okay, I have a
dude,
question. I have a question for everybody.
yeah.
What do you think the mental cost to a person or to self social media is? What do you think the cost of that is? The mental
What do you
cost.
mean? What do you mean the cost? Mental cost?
The mental cost.
Like like how it's affecting them?
Yeah, or you, or
I think
like, what is the price? What is the price? What is the ultimate price that you're paying by being on social media or dealing with social media or dealing with the things that happen on social media or how it affects you on social media? What is the cost?
The
the
mental
cost
cost.
is, you
That's
know,
The mental cost.
yeah, the lost time, you know, the comparisons, the false realities that they create and everything like that. It's just you lose a battle. Like, I mean, sometimes if you're going through something with your other half and you guys separate and all of a sudden a memory pops up in a picture of you two, or you know what I mean, like that brings back a core memory, and it's always going to be something that's going to have a triggering effect. It's going to be long lasting because, like I've said, you're putting it out there for the public to have. you know People screenshot stuff. There's a lot of people doing some underhanded shit, because maybe they think that they have a shot with your other half that they never thought that they had before, and it's because you put so much out there that there's never been any kind of discretion between you as a couple, because it's always just been that public persona, and it can actually just be damaging mentally, because you have people trying to come in and interfere, or you see something and it triggers a response, or you know it there's a lot of stuff that can cause a lot of just emotional pain and strife, and I could see it being the reason why a lot of people do get divorced, because you can't hide. There's always going to be somebody that can find something, and if you put it out there, it's going to be there. And yeah.
What do you think about that, D Nick?
Mental cost for it. It creates an addictive codependency. Like you become
Wait, can social media be a something? Is that a thing to be codependent on? Codependent
Yes.
on?
Yes,
You
because
can get addicted to it.
well, and you get addicted to the affirmations. Like, you get addicted to, like, so if you post something, there's people that really, both professionally, like, and like just leisurely, you get addicted to it affects you because you feel like you're less, because you translate these likes, these comments, these subscribers, these shares into your own personal work. Like I said, everybody that goes, hey, knock knock, who's there? Everybody that's on social media has now officially submitted themselves to be a professional artist, even though they ain't got no art that they create or content that they put out. You know what I'm saying? So when you put that stuff out there, we already have to find a balance as creators, how to separate ourselves, like who we are and who our identity as an artist is, and what our product and our brand is. And so you get codependent on that. You look like, I can pick on myself. If I have to actively practice not feeling away when I'm like, dang, our tour schedule is really light right now. We ain't doing a lot of shows. We ain't put out no record. I submitted to this festival and they're like, you haven't released the record at all this year. All of that, and then, you see the likes and the shares. It's the same thing for everybody else. It's like, man, I posted about myself, like I'm doing better. I just got this job and 50 people like it. And then you feel better. You feel good about that. And if you don't like it, if nobody likes it and nobody comments on, like, dang, don't nobody care about my feelings? Maybe I should care about my feelings. You see what you just said, Heat, about your homie. That was like, man, you ain't even post like, congratulations to me or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't post a happy birthday to me. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't, you know what I'm saying? And so you get addicted to that, and everything, you get addicted to social media, checking it. You get codependent and addicted to the affirmations of like, love, hate, laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like you get addicted to it of affirmations. Even if you're a provocateur and you just want people to hate you, you get addicted to that hate like reaction. It's like hate, angry, like, and you just get addicted to those affirmations. Because mentally it's just like any other stimuli. It gives you the dopamine and all of that stuff. And that has
Right.
a
That's
real
what I was going to speak on, the dopamine.
Yeah, that has a real addictive, like effect. I'll pass it to you.
So so like you just said, that was the key to it. That bottom part, the dopamine. So if you have an addictive personality or a personality that needs affirmation, that's what you're looking for. So part of my fast that I do is to say, okay, 2 hours I'm not going in the morning. I'm not going to check my thing to subside that, because if not, you become addicted. Like you said, your phone break, throw your phone in the corner and don't see it from right. Your whole day will be messed up. You'll be trying to figure out what, and it's because the social media has understood that. There's studies on this, but you have to have that. So now you've become addicted to it, and you have to have those likes, those hits. And I don't know a whole bunch of terms. I know, but you need that affirmation. And if you don't get it, you give up a portion of your mental health to that. Because if you don't get it, like you said, on your birthday, you look up and a whole bunch of people didn't say happy birthday to you. You got a bad day. Your whole day is off. even though you don't do it that much. But if you do and you don't get that, you're gonna have a bad day.
Off camera youngster, what is the cost? What is the cost to you of social media? What is the mental cost that you've had to pay on social media or being on social media?
The mental cost of me being on social media, I would probably say like probably just being insecure. You know what I mean? Just because I don't really post pictures on social media. I'm pretty private. I keep what I do to myself. If you're close to me, you're gonna know like what's going on in my life and stuff. I don't like everyone in the world knowing what I got going on because it's none of their business. But I know that like before, like seeing my girl, like, post like a picture of her and she might look like hella good or whatever. Like it would make me think that, oh, like, am I not giving her enough attention? Like, is she out here trying to get like more attention from somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I also, like I was trying to say earlier, you know what I'm saying? Also, I think that it has to do with like communication. You know what I'm saying? If you have good
Setting those
communication,
boundaries.
yeah, if you have good communication with your significant other, um, you know what I'm saying, you're able to articulate, you know, how the person's feeling or what's going on.
Mhm.
Social media doesn't really play a part in what you guys got going on. You know what I
Oh, but
mean?
it does. Nowadays, it does.
I'm saying I feel like if you guys were able to communicate and articulate what's going on with one another, then I don't feel that that person would be affected by social media like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're able to communicate and have a real good relationship to talking to your, you know, your wife or your girlfriend or whatever that person might be to you, I don't think that that person posting something on social media or whatever is going to affect you dramatically
Yeah.
if they talk to you about it or, you know, say something to you.
I've seen people that have lines of communication with others, their significant others, but they see something on social media, and instead of communicating, which they normally do, they sit and they let it fester. They let it
Yep.
they let it
Manifest.
just get to them, and then now they're spiraling out of control in depression, anger, frustration, all of these things. There's a tremendous cost to be paid in this shit. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't think that there are too many people that even understand the cost of that.
But
The mental cost.
why do people post on social media though? Besides, you know, getting their feelings out. Like I feel like it's like an attention thing. Like they're seeking out to get attention from someone else because they weren't able to get it from that other person. You know what I'm saying? It's an outlet to voice your opinion, whether it be something that's going to be judged wrong from someone else or anything. It's just a way to voice it without, you know what I'm saying, dealing with your significant other at that
Okay,
time.
let's be clear. Social media didn't start off that way. It's morphed into something completely different. It started off to say, hey, I'm going to this college. You're going to that college.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Well, I
Or,
mean,
you know, it was
when I got social media and I started having social media, it was MySpace. That was the very first thing that I had that, you know, that was out. And people were most definitely posting about their feelings and posting about who's their best friends and all the other stuff. And that was back in like what 2000 and like I want to say like 2006, 2007. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I feel like back then, even then, social media was
That was the death of
outlet to,
MySpace. That was the death of MySpace. That was
you know what I'm
MySpace.
saying? Because like that's why people
motherfuckers used to
stopped.
get mad if they weren't on
Yeah,
your top friends
That's
list.
what I'm saying. People
Seriously.
stopped using MySpace because of that reason. Because MySpace started
Yeah.
turning into a big
Well,
drama thing. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
well, MySpace was so, okay. Picking on MySpace was it was actually again. See, I'm glad you said that, bro. Thank you. MySpace was for musicians and for fans of music to find
Yeah.
indie music artists. That's what MySpace was for. Facebook became an alternative of MySpace because people were on MySpace like, I'm tired of music artists always trying to get me to like their stuff. And we just want to have because people start establishing communities like virtual communities and all of this type of stuff. And it's alluring because there's no there's no physical conflict. You can cut somebody out, you can ask somebody out, they could like turn you down, and it's like, man, they didn't turn me down in my face and embarrass me in front of all my friends or they friends or in this public place. So it grew, it evolved into something else. And that's where you get the other social media platforms like Facebook, which was totally about, no, this isn't like, I remember Facebook's first campaign. This is for college kids, no artists, nothing. You don't have to worry about someone trying to get you to listen to their songs, because that's how a lot of artists got signed from MySpace. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it started as this thing for indie musicians. People developed community, and then people just really liked the whole community aspect. And then it grew, and then other competitions. You know how corporations do. Once McDonald's do, then we got to get a Burger King and a Hot Now and the Rallies, Checkers, all of that stuff. So it evolved into that. But like now, like with social media, it really depends on what it's for a lot of people, for a lot of civilians, it's to vent and all of that stuff, but it's also to connect with your families because numbers change, but your Instagram don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, this is better than having people's phone number. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that number can change, but this won't change.
Right.
Like I can always be in contact with you. You know what I'm saying? I can always be in contact with you on this. And then it just grows, like, because it's unchecked. Like it's unchecked. It's a bunch of illiterate people running around the news station because everybody's illiterate. Everybody's illiterate. I use it just to promote and connect with fans and supporters and other colleagues. Fans, supporters, colleagues, a few family members, but very little. You know what I'm saying? But a few family members and friends, but most of my friends are colleagues anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's that for me. Like when I look at what other people that aren't creatives professionally got going on, I'm like, why would you do this other than to connect with family and friends and to check out your favorite artists? Because you could get fired. I just can't.
Right back. You could get fired.
Like, dude, that bugs me. You could get fired and denied into college. That's not worth the risk to me.
Right.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm old and antiquated, but I'm like, man, y'all, why I would never risk that.
Check this out. I don't mean to cut you off. We had one.
No, I'm set.
Yeah. So OT, we're gonna go around. Everybody give their last testimony. OT, any last statements about this whole thing you want to give? Hold on, real quick though. Ace Vito says social media in general controls the Zionist of the world in general. A highly competitive environment to stay relevant. Likes build confidence through instant gratification, which releases dopamine. Okay, he must have looked that shit up. Is it? Hey, no, but I agree with him. But go ahead, OT. My bad. I just wanted to get that comment out real quick.
You
We
muted,
can't hear
OT.
you, bro.
OT, you muted. You muted.
We can't hear you, OT. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's done.
He's out, I guess.
Okay.
Peace and love, OT. Peace and love.
Blessings.
Did he say he was out? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. DJ Ace Vito again says, nah, it's a drug. Essentially. Yeah, I agree. D Nick, what's the last words you got to say on this whole shit?
Try to balance it out. Just try to balance it out. Like OT said before, man, you gotta take breaks if you can. And balance is key. And and it's not your journal. And if you're gonna be on it, you gotta get media literate, and you gotta know that everybody is coming. You're coming from one place, but they coming from a totally different place, physically and emotionally. So you don't know how they gonna react. So just be careful out there with that.
And you can get fired.
And you can get fired, G.
You can fucking get fired.
Youngster.
Yo.
Last words.
Man, just focus on loving one another, man. Don't focus on what the social media has to say about love. Focus on your determination, your definition of love, because that's what's important. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people look at social media and they have this fake illusion what love is, and they forget what really love is all about. So that's the last thing I have to say.
Very eloquently put, sir. I must say, very eloquently put. Native.
Yeah.
Last words about this whole shit.
My thing is, just communication. you got to be able to communicate with your other half. You have to be able to set those boundaries. You have to have respect in the relationship if you want that relationship to work in the end. You know, don't be going all out and venting and like what's your name again? I can't remember.
D
I'm sorry.
Nick. D Nick.
D Nick. D Nick. Like D Nick said, you know, don't make it your journal, you know. People are always watching. There's always snakes out there that are going to try and slither and do their thing. So you got to understand that and you got to know it. And like I said, communicate that, voice it. Don't hold it back. If something's bugging you, let it out. Don't just hold it in and then just let it, you know, explode later. What was the name of that group again, too?
What group? D-Nick's group?
D-Nick? Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
The Microphone Misfits.
Microphone Misfits. All right.
Yeah, Misfits. Yeah. What is it?
Microphone Misfits.
Yeah. Is that it? That's it, sir?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll end it by saying this, man. Everybody's got fucking choices. You got a choice to pick up your phone and post, you know, all your grievances. You can post your personal shit. You can post whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want on social media, but understand and know that there is a price to pay for everything. There is a price to pay. And
it's public.
Yes, it's public. It's a price to pay. You, and as D-Nick stated, you could get fired.
You could fucking get fired.
It's a business card. That's what social media is. It's a business card. And whatever you put on your business card in that moment, that's on your business card.
Right.
If you put I'm mad at the world, you mad at the world on your business card in that moment.
Right. That, as I said, there is a price to pay for the shit. There is a lot of shit to it. And you know, and the mental price to pay is really heavy because we have people that are committing suicide because they're feeling bullied on social media. We have relationships that are torn apart because of social media. We have, you know, people shooting each other over social media. There is a plethora of shit going on because of social media. And I believe and I feel like people need to take accountability. And also, too, if you're feeling any type of way, seek help. Seek professional help. Seek your grandma, your auntie, somebody to talk some fucking sense.
Reach out to
something.
Somebody, you know. Talk to a tree if you have to. You know,
I'm not going to talk to no fucking tree because I need response. I need response. I need someone to tell me. I'm a person that sometimes needs a billboard in order for me to understand what the fuck is going on. So I definitely am a person that needs to communicate. So with that being said.
But that being said, you also have to respect if a person is not ready to communicate with you.
Well, no, I'm not talking about if somebody's ready to communicate with me. I'm saying if I need to reach out, I'm not talking to a tree. I need to talk to a human being to get the type of response that I need to hear. You know what I'm saying? And
I get what you're saying now.
Yeah. So if you're having trouble, if you're dealing with things within your relationship, try to talk to your significant other. Set your phone down for a second. Have a real human conversation. Some real human interaction. Yeah. Hey man, this has been beautiful. Again, this has been great. This has been insightful. This has been everything that I love. This fucking shit. Man, I love this platform. I love this show. I love you guys for being on it. D-Nick, of course, man.
D-Nick.
Much gratitude and respect, brother.
Blessings.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much, Mr. Native, for popping in on us, man. I didn't have my co-host here today. We'll have him here next week.
Thank you so
much. Youngster, I'm going to call him Youngster from now on. Youngster. Thank you very much for sitting in on it, man.
Thanks for having me.
Your last words were very beautifully put, man.
Very beautifully put.
Yeah. With that being said, this has been the check-in, man. We'll see you guys next Sunday. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. Hate on us. I don't really care. The shit
subscribe.
The shit does not affect me like that. I promise you. I'll read it and it'll just roll off my goddamn shoulder. But I love you anyways. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next motherfucking week. This has been the check-in. We up out this bitch.